economy is not what it was, but I'll die trying to wake her back up. All I ever wanted for the USA was a good economy for your family.
Yep. Okay, friends, I got another one of those pro-Trump MAGA movement type of songs for you. This is a country song here by High Raz, the rapper. Oh man, he's gonna use AI once again. So let's have some fun with this one. Link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. Without further ado, let's get to it.
Trump the Don, back at it again. This time in the countryside. Shout out Jason Aldean, Morgan Wallen, and Dana White. I could have just retired in peace. I could have been golfing with my niece. I could have been chilling on the beach. But I got too much love for the streets. Hey, let's make America great. For every religion and race. Yeah, men don't have a vagina. The radical left works for China.
All right, I don't have anything to say about that. We're just gonna keep listening, okay?
Have a vagina. The radical left works for China. All I ever wanted for the USA was a good economy for your family. Protect the southern border, make a place that's safe for your kids to go outside and play. Look at San Francisco, take a look at LA. Look at New York City, man, it just ain't the same. We all know the radical left is to blame for weaponizing your religion and race. Nancy, tell me how that house is so fancy, but you only make $100K a year. How'd that happen? Your
Yeah,
husband,
good question.
Paul prancing in his panties, just dancing with his boyfriend in your mansion. That actually happened. These politicians pretend that they care, but only look out for themselves. It ain't fair. The economy is not what it was, but I'll die trying to wake her back up. All I ever wanted for the USA was a good economy for your family.
Yep.
Protect the southern border, make a place that's safe for your kids to go outside and play. Look at San Francisco, take a look at LA. Look at New York City, man, it just ain't the same. We all know the radical left is to blame for weaponizing your religion and race.
So true. That was great. That was spot on, man. I'll tell you what. The radical left is definitely working for China. I did have a video where I'll pull it up for you quickly. It won't take me long. And we spoke about Gavin Newsom, who cleaned up because China is coming to visit, but he couldn't clean up for his people, though.
Folks say, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming into town. That's true. Because it's true. But it's also true for months and months and months prior to APEC, we've been having different conversations.
People say we only stopped the druggies from killing themselves and the criminals from killing other people because Xi Jinping is coming to town. And that's true. And in case San Francisco residents did not get the point that impressing foreigners is much more important than their own lives, according to these politicians, Gavin Newsom made it even clearer.
Anytime you put on an event, by definition, you have people over your house, you're going to clean up the house. The 21 world leaders, you got tens of thousands of people coming from all around the globe. What an opportunity to showcase the world's most extraordinary place, San Francisco.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy is outstanding. I mean, come on, man. You should have never gone on record saying things like that. I mean, well, at least he told the truth once. In the blue moon, they do tell the truth. Again, what does that tell you? They're working for China. They're working, these communists. I don't like to use those terms loosely, but the attitude is very communistic and socialistic at heart, man. It's just so disturbing to watch. San Francisco in the condition there and the drugs that are being used and the lives of these people, man. it's not even right, man. A lot of these people, the condition of our society is largely to blame upon those political leaders, man. Look at that. This is a problem. This is a problem in many parts of the world, in Portland, Oregon as well. This is another issue. It's such a common thing. You find these individuals doing drugs out in the streets. That's going to take a whole nother reaction video for me. But just take a few seconds, listen to this.
Portland, Oregon, 2 years after decriminalizing personal amounts of hard drugs. The open drug use, the deaths, worse than ever.
Where are we here now?
This is Skidmore Fountain, which has been called Fentanyl Fountain by some of the folks that we've interacted with.
Fentanyl Fountain.
Police officer David Bayer patrols downtown. Measure 110, the ballot initiative that brought in decriminalization, changed his job.
Mm-hmm.
See this guy right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch this.
What's he doing?
He's probably smoking fentanyl. See that?
Yeah.
And we're like, we're in what's basically a police car. It's unmarked, but like, we're pretty obviously the police. Hi there. Put that knife away, please. What are you smoking? Okay. Just powder fentanyl?
Yeah.
Is that what you drop right there?
Yeah.
Right there? Can you pick that up so someone else doesn't find it or a kid doesn't find that, please?
Under Measure 110, Bayer writes a $100 ticket. The
Yeah, this will take a whole nother reaction video. This is such a common thing, man. And this is why I think Oregon eventually had to make a turnaround. They actually stopped the decriminalization of drugs. It seems like these folks likes to play around with human beings, and they don't seem to understand. They said they were inspired by Portugal. It's like you're looking at these other nations, different state, different way of going about it, different, should I say, impact in the mindset of the people as well. Thinking because it works in Portugal, it should work over here. What a good practice. No, it doesn't work. We Americans tend to overdo everything, and that's the problem. But I think they eventually kind of like woke up and realized this stuff ain't working. I think we need to go back and, stop with this decriminalization of drugs. And because the state, Oregon, was looking so horrible. And again, this is kind of what Trump is talking about here. San Francisco as well. And what these people are doing to the country is intentional. So I think some of these politicians ought to be blamed. Some of those, the circumstances of life as well, the situation that's going on in people's lives, all of that stuff matters. But I think also people's personal decisions, there's a lot to be blamed when it comes to some of this. A lot more could be said about that, but it's just that Trump was right about so many different things. And I think that song is a good reflection that you may say you don't like this about that, about Trump, you don't like that about Trump. But it's very hard to deny the fact that the country was in a much better condition under Trump than it is under Biden. We need a strong leader back in the White House. We need a strong leader back in the White House who's going to uphold American values and who's going to stand for what is right. That is needed today. The country is dying for it. And not to have that, I think, listen, man, this will be the end of America. Another 4 years of Democratic-run policies in the United States will bring this country to an end. It's time to go back to do things right. I don't necessarily believe one single man has all the solution, but man, come on. It definitely isn't Biden. I can tell you that much. So a lot more could be said about that. Let me share a final thing with you. All right, one of the major problems with the left-wing policies is their misconception of human nature. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 7, verse 29, "Lo, this only have I found, that God have made men upright, but they have sought out many inventions." So, in the beginning, God made everything good. Actually, the Bible says it was very good. But because of the fall, because of the human nature, we are fallen, right? We are in such a bad state. We literally are sick with a virus called sin. Because of that nature, we are seeking out many inventions that has nothing to do with the will of God. So when you understand human nature and what it tends to do and how he departs from good and righteousness, you have to put laws in place You have to put solutions in place. You have to appeal to the mind. You have to proclaim the gospel. As we are Christians, we ought to be doing some of that because of human nature. So when these politicians are making laws and they're putting things in place, soft on crime policies, and they are defunding the police, or they are decriminalizing drugs, and they keep putting criminals back on the streets, what they fail to understand is that human nature don't change. You are emboldening the criminals to carry out more crimes. They don't get converted just because you've given them a second chance. That might be true for some people. For most criminals, they only gotten worse. You are bolstering their behaviors. You are pacifying their behaviors, and it has serious and dire consequences on the people in those cities. And this is happening mostly in Democratic-run cities. Why? You need to understand that man is fallen. And the thing is, the Democratic Party, to a large degree, majority of them do not believe in God. So you have an atheistic view about God. The atheistic view that you have about God also leads you to a misconception of how to formulate policies and laws, which doesn't always work to the benefit of the people as a whole. Anyway, much more could be said about that. Share your thought and perspective with me. Link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.